Well, from tractors at the Keystone Center to ice shacks on Lake Minnedosa, there's a lot going on right now in Western Manitoba. To find out more, I checked in earlier today with CBC reporter Chelsea Kemp for This Week in Brandon. Hi, Chelsea. What's happening in Brandon this week?
Hey, Emily. I am here at the Keystone Center for the first Manitoba Egg Days since 2020. Manitoba Egg Days is kind of unique in Brandon because it brings in thousands of visitors. And it was one of the last shows we had right before COVID shutdowns. And it was also one of the last events to come back just because it happens in January.
Cool. So what's it like seeing Ag Days be back in Brandon? How's the experience?
It has been pretty vibrant here. The floors are full and there are so many people just reconnecting. Feels almost like a reunion, and that matters in agriculture because it's really an industry built on in-person connections and handshakes. It's also needed at Egg Days because there's a real push to connect with youth in the community. So there'll be hundreds of school kids here learning about where their food comes from.
Oh, wow. I bet so many people were looking forward to this year's show after a 2-year hiatus.
Well, some people describe Brandon as an event city. We have a lot of different events and it pulls in a lot of visitors. And so even if you step outside the Keystone right now, there are so many people around. And I know after the pains of COVID, it's really nice to see hotels and restaurants brimming with people. I even talked with the Manitoba Egg Days marketing coordinator, and she really kind of expanded on why it matters to have these in-person events.
The energy at this year's show is really great. We have producers who are excited to be back having those conversations in person, being able to shake hands with their providers that they maybe haven't seen in a while. And so it's really just a great energy in the building.
How about you, Chelsea? What was your favorite part of the show?
So one of my favorite things about Egg Days are the guest speakers they bring in. And two of the highlights was attending talks about the right to repair farming machinery and what that looks like for producers, along with a talk about used farming equipment sales. Sales are up when it comes to auctions. There's also a push about how you can fix machinery when you're in a pinch, because farmers have been contending with supply chain difficulties, labor shortages when it comes to fixing equipment, and it can also be a little pricey. And it really matters that stuff gets fixed on time, because when you're in seeding or harvest, every second really matters.
Yeah, sounds like a lot to learn out there in Brandon, a really busy week in the city, but how about outside Brandon? Any kind of outdoor activities happening?
Well, there's nothing better than getting out into the great outdoors, especially when we have weather that's this nice out. Last Saturday, I had the opportunity to go out to Lake Minnedosa, and it was great. The ice is filled with ice fishing shacks, and there's a little community that's kind of emerging up on the ice. I had a chance to talk with one of the fishermen just about what it's like being in the Winter Wonderland.
It is definitely a community on the ice, where we try to stay as close as possible to each other so we don't have to walk too far. But we're definitely neighbors out here, and if anyone needs something, we help each other out.
It sounds like a lot of fun. How about you, Chelsea? What do you like about ice fishing?
I am not really a fisherman myself, but I really like photography. And winter is great because there's so many different lakes you can go out to just to capture the experience of ice fishing. I got really lucky when I was out at Minnedosa Lake because I got multiple people catching multiple pike, and there's nothing more exciting than when a fisherman catches their fish.
Wow, I've never actually experienced it. I've never gone ice fishing. Is it something anyone could do?
Right now is a great time to try out ice fishing. It's pretty affordable when it comes to gear. All you really need is a reel and a rod, and a friend who has an auger so you can drill down through that ice. Some of the lakes will be 2-3 feet thick with ice, but if you got an auger, you're through that and in the water in seconds. And it's also nice with the warm weather because you can ice fish outside. You don't need a shack. At -10, it's pretty nice getting some fresh air and getting some fish.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people will be on the ice. A busy week in West Van. Thanks for this, Chelsea. It'll be interesting to see what you bring us next time.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.